If anybody wants me to do this to their wheel, I'm gonna charge you. Because this is a lot of man hours. Custom table, as long as it all works out. I'm basically doing a tabletop epoxy pour across the whole thing with Kaya's logo in it, hopefully, if that works out. Oh, that was fun. We actually have the table done now. So the table is now installed.
We're Jeff and Jules, and this is our boat Kaya. Join us as we set sail on a journey of hope and healing. Let's make waves together. Welcome aboard Sailing Kaya.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap the boat's wheel right now. Just using a number 30 twine for it. Got my center point marked. We're gonna take this old knot off. We're gonna just do a French whipping all the way around the wheel, and then I'll finish it off with a Turk's head knot for the center point. And I'm gonna start it out with a constrictor knot. It's raining and thunder and lightning outside, so I'm doing this in the garage. And there's the thunder. French whipping is pretty much just a series of half hitches all the way around. So like I said, we'll start it off with a constrictor knot. The most important thing with French whipping is once you start, thunder. Once you start in a direction, you want to continue in that same direction. So if you go over and through, you want to continue that. If you go under and through, you want to continue that. Looks nice and consistent if you pull it up tight and then kind of pull it down a little bit. That'll get your hitches nice and consistent all the way around for the pattern. Man, that's a lot of work. A lot of work, and wear gloves. My hands are jacked from this. I'm happy with how it's turning out. It's gonna look great. But it is absolutely hell on the hands. And it's tedious. This is something that'd be great to do if you were crossing the Pacific and had, 3 weeks of nothing to do but boredom. But any other time, it's very, very tedious. I'd say this will probably have at least 20 hours into this wrap. Sitting here talking about needing gloves and still not getting them. Sometimes it's just easier to just keep going. But, like I said, I am happy with it. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great addition. A little bit of grip. I'm sure I'll have to clean this quite a bit. I'm sure it'll get dirty and I'll redo it later. But for now and for this season, it'll be great. Just know, if anybody wants me to do this to their wheel, I'm gonna charge you. Because this is a lot of man hours. I'll do a lot of stuff for free. This isn't gonna be one of them. Never mind donating my time to help somebody. But I won't donate this. You have to pay me good or climb my mast. Want to climb my mast, you can do that for me. That still needs to be done. Had to take a break for a few days on wheel wrap and get started on the new table for our cockpit. Wanted to build a new cockpit table, so we had a place to eat and drink in the cockpit. This is the bottom side, and this is the top side. So, good and sanded, clean her up, and then we'll get her finished up. Putting these stainless foldable table supports up, and riveted in, and I tried multiple ways, and then fortunately, I can't get the rivet gun. It's just too small for both the pneumatic rivet gun as well as the handheld rivet gun. I riveted it a couple different times, a couple different ways, and the head of the rivet guns are just too big to fit in this narrow gap, so we can't get a good solid connection on the top rivet. So I'm about to cut these rivets out, and we're going to go ahead and do through bolts through it, even though I didn't want to do that. It's going to be the best bet. So that's what we're getting ready to do. What I'm doing is I'm actually doing a custom table, as long as it all works out. I'm basically doing a tabletop epoxy pour across the whole thing with Kaya's logo in it, hopefully, if that works out. So I haven't decided whether I'm going to wood burn it, etch it, laser it, vinyl. I just haven't decided, but somehow we're going to make that work. After a few days, we finally got her done and pretty happy with how she's turning out. All right. There's the table we're working on. I flood coated both sides, and so by doing that, I need some sanding to do, and then brush on a light coat afterwards, bring the shine back in. Do this back side first. That's the reason for the pool noodles. They'll protect that surface really well. Get this table attached. We'll get everything marked first. Climb underneath. Got it where we want it. More boat yoga. Okay, there we go. Okay, that time I got it marked. Oh, that was fun. All right, table's on. Now, make sure everything closes properly. That's a problem. I had some washers on these to make sure it didn't poke through the wood, and screw is sticking out a little more than it needed to be on this back side, so it wouldn't allow it to close. So we figured it out. Hopefully now it closes. All right, so I got the VHF installed. I also have our nighttime reading light installed. So good to go. Thankfully, at least I got that done. And we actually have the table done now. So the table is now installed. Pops up, flips up just like it's supposed to. Pretty happy with that. I have it hooked so it doesn't bounce in rougher water. So she flips right up. There we go. And there's our cockpit table. It's nice and solid. Need to put some edges on here. I've got some touch-up work I got to do anyway, so I'm going to actually redesign this edge and make sure we have a small lip all the way around. I'll add that to it later, but for right now, she's done, and I'm pretty happy with that. Cockpit table's done. Now it's time to get back to finishing up this wheel. Making progress, but slowly. It's insane how long this takes. All right. Wheel is officially done. It's raining, so I'm trying to get a view here. Done and on. Good deal. Get another view from the outside. Be sure to join us next week as we get some deep sea fishing in with my brother, as well as some snorkeling and free diving and lots of great underwater stuff going on. Don't forget to subscribe